Hey there, I am in Canton, Ohio, and I'm about to head into the Canton Classic Car Museum. From what I know, it's basically your average car museum with a bunch of cool antique cars and just antiques in general. So I'm excited to see this, so we're gonna go check this out. Appears to be in an old garage building. This place is a nostalgia trip, and I didn't even live in the 20th century. It was created by a man named Marshall Belden in 1978. They do have a lot of cars, thus the name, but they have a lot more random antiques and weird things like a blowfish. And it doesn't seem like it's changed too much. It's one of the best examples I've ever seen of an antiquated, which is a good thing, and homemade museum. Some creepy dolls and toys. A naked Mickey Mouse, probably wishes he was a hidden Mickey right now. Subscribe for more comedy. This is the oldest car, a 1901 Oldsmobile, and this was the first mass-produced gasoline automobile. There's a bunch of radios. All sorts of stuff, including, I think, the head of Martin Luther King Jr. A hairy gorilla riding in a 1958 Bliss Surrey, which is a replica of a 1903 Oldsmobile. A JFK quilt. This is the Canton Room, full of memorabilia about the city, like old photos and advertisements. Canton is the hometown of the 25th president, William McKinley. In other videos I did here in Canton, I did all the McKinley sites, but they have some artifacts here related to him and the memorial tomb. This is an old Canton police car. I will say it's a little more stylish than the ones they have now. That's a lot of decapitated heads. A 1912 Renault AX Roadster, which is a French car. 1933 Ford Cabriolet with its hardtop. A whole bunch of, I guess, arguably racist Native American advertising. Pee Wee Herman driving a midget race car. A very aged looking 1914 Benham 6. I like cars and all, but sorry, I'm very illiterate about the technical aspects and models, so I can't really provide any fun facts about that. I think that's George H.W. Bush also driving a tiny car. Weird place, I love it. A 1932 Lincoln KB Chassis Brunn. One of my favorite things about these early fancy cars is the hood ornaments, which did kill a lot of pedestrians. That's a 1937 Packard hearse. Rather interesting and morbid drive carefully sign. One of the more unusual things here is that figure with a lamp as a head. A 1957 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, 1960 Pontiac Bonneville, and a 1959 Metropolitan Series 4 convertible. This 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner Superbird was designed and built to try to lure Richard Petty back into Plymouth race cars. They even have a 1962 Amphicar. And of course, gotta add a little taxidermy to the mix. This is inside of an old Ford dealership, and this is the showroom. That's a 1915 Chevrolet Baby Grand touring car. A 1922 Holmes, which was sold as the world's only full-sized air-cooled car back then. A 1904 St. Louis motor carriage. A very odd old lady alongside a 1936 Lincoln. The 1932 Chrysler Custom Imperial. A 1932 Lincoln Dietrich Coupe. A 1908 Northern Model C touring car. This 1938 Cadillac was used in the Coast to Coast Great American Race in 1983 by the museum owners. A 1916 Pierce Arrow. And I don't even understand what all these guys were doing on the balcony. This place is just amazing. A 1932 Cadillac Imperial Limousine. There were only 49 of these built. That's a 1914 Case Demonstrator delivery truck. And here's some Nipper memorabilia. He was the mascot for Victrola Phonographs. And there was a full room with a collection of Oriental stuff. Not sure why, but okay. Here's an original 1920 auto trail marker for the Lincoln Highway, which goes through Canton, and it was the first paved coast-to-coast highway. And here are some original bricks from it. That looks like a fun game. I want to get a hold of one of those. Red skeleton and a creepy doll. Here's some pictures of assassinated leaders like McKinley, Kennedy's, and Lincoln. A 1920 Hupmobile R4 touring car. 1969 Chevrolet Camaro pace car. These are from the long gone Myers Lake Park, which was a really old school amusement park in Canton with all sorts of vintage mechanical machines. Man, I wish that was still there and they had this stuff working. An old fire engine. And last but not least, a 1916 Simplex Limousine. Alright, so that was the Canton Classic Car Museum. It's pretty much exactly what you want a car museum to be, just a conglomeration of just old cars, antiques, all sorts of stuff. Place is absolutely beautiful for a nerd like me. If you like this video, I've been to several other car museums and done videos there, so please go check those out. And also, I do all sorts of roadside attractions and museums, so please go check those out. And thanks for watching.